host plant for the giant swallowtail, relative of the Szechuan peppercorn, a native member of the orchid family. This is a really cool shrub, and it's kind of a botanical oddity in that it flowers at a strange time of year when you would expect nothing to be flowering. This tree has a very horizontal form. It'll grow upward and then kind of swoop downward. So it's mid-October here, and this shrub is just starting to flower, which is pretty odd. You can see, so up here is one flower that just recently opened. Here are some flower buds that have yet to open. And you can see they have the flowers have these long yellow petals, and they're really showy. And especially once all the leaves fall off, this whole shrub will be covered in these little wispy yellow petals. And it can flower as late as November, December in some areas. And this shrub is called Hamamelis virginiana, also known as American witch hazel or common witch hazel. And it's indicative of a pretty high quality habitat. All right, here's a comical example of how the witch hazel grows. I don't know if this one had a tree fall on it at some point, but it is growing past horizontal U shape. On the remains of a wasp nest here. Just been up in this oak tree. This is a huge dead white ash tree. Bark is pretty much completely fallen off. This is a beautiful native plant, one of my favorites. This plant likes to grow in really well-drained spots, kind of like a ridgetop area, sandy soil. And look at the pattern on that. This is a native member of the orchid family, Orchidaceae, and this is called Goodyera pubescens. Pubescens because it has fuzzy leaves, just slightly fuzzy. And it's called rattlesnake plantain. Plantain's kind of a generic name for plants that grow this basal form, and rattlesnake because of the rattlesnake skin pattern. This is an evergreen plant, so you can find it in the winter. It's so beautiful. Here's an important native plant. This one is the host plant for the giant swallowtail, which is, I would say, one of the swallowtails I see less often than, say, a black swallowtail or a tiger swallowtail. And this plant is in the Rutaceae family, which is the citrus family. Not many things from the citrus family up here in the Midwest, but the common name for this plant is prickly ash. And it does have thorns, and the leaves resemble ash. They're compound, usually similar to the same amount of leaflets. Here it is right next to an ash. This is a white ash. You can see the leaves are generally smaller, but the easiest way to tell them apart would be to look at the buds, and it is. Ash trees are opposite buds. Oh, there's an interesting bug on here. What are you? Oh no, I knocked it off. What are you, bug? See, ash has opposite leaves, whereas prickly ash over here has alternate leaves. Doot, doot. Meaning they're not directly across from each other. And this thing is not fun to walk through. In the spring when I'm out hunting for morels, scoping out new spots, I often have to walk through a lot of this, and it cuts up my arms. But it is an important native plant because it is a host plant for the giant swallowtail. And the scientific name for this is Xanthoxylum americanum. It's a small tree. You can get maybe up to 15 feet. Can grow lots of places, often dry upland areas. Prickly ash is a relative of the Szechuan peppercorn, and it does have edible fruits that will make your mouth numb. It's identifiable by its pair of thorns at each bud, but you can distinguish it from black locust, which is another common tree, by its red buds and smaller thorns. So right here we have a maple. And you might say, well, we have a maple right here too, don't we? It's got lobes like a maple, and it has opposite leaves, opposite buds like a maple. But in fact, this is not a maple. And part of the reason I can tell is because it has berries, which maples do not have. They have samaras, the little helicopter spinny things. But this tree is called maple leaf viburnum. Viburnum acerifolium. Acer is the genus of maple. Acerifolium means maple-like leaves, folio meaning leaf. This is a great native plant. It is really shade tolerant. See it grow in the understory of forests in a healthy forest. It has beautiful fall color. Beautiful fall color, kind of purpley red. Oh no, it's looking at me. This is white baneberry. That was a strange sight.